All right, so this fanfiction idea was voted on over on a poll on Patreon. As always, if you'd like to be part of those Patreon polls, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the first tier that'll allow you access to do so. It also allows you to check out my episode reviews of Alien Earth. So if you want to check those out when they come out, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the first tier that'll allow you access to do so. So yes, this three-way crossover was voted on by you guys. And you can see it is Juniper Lee, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Darkstalkers. So this is my first time doing both a Juniper Lee. I think it was my first time doing Juniper Lee, but it's definitely my first time doing a fanfiction idea with K-pop Demon Hunters. So without further ado, let's get into the story. So the story begins at Orchard Bay, and Orchard Bay is all abuzz because they're part of the American tour of Huntrix. And everyone's going nuts because Huntrix is coming to Orchard Bay, and Juniper Lee has managed to score tickets with her friends. And it's like, as she's getting ready, Monroe, the talking dog, is like, it's funny. It's not often you get to run into fellow hunters. And Juniper's like, what? What the hell are you talking about? So Monroe explains that, like, yeah, they're demon hunters. Like, they keep kind of like what you do as the chosen one. They basically keep those three girls keep the world safe using the Hun Moon, which is keeping a demon realm at bay. So if you're wondering where we are in this is basically after the events of the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. The Golden Han Moon is a thing. The world is safe from the demons of that realm. And Monroe makes a point of saying, yeah, that, and even Juniper says, wait a minute, if they were so good at being, these expert demon hunters and keeping demons out of the realm, why do I still have to fight demons and monsters and stuff? And Monroe basically explains that was just one realm. Like, it keeps, like, there's more. Did you really think there's more than one afterlife? Like, did you think, there's multiple realms of other demonic realms. There's other demonic realms because every religion has a different underworld. So there are different types of demons. They're just keeping the ones out of their underworld. So, but yeah, that helps us because that's less demons and monsters for you to fight. So yeah. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. And they're like, I'm not going to sneak my dog into. I don't think I could sneak my dog into a concert. And he's like, well, and also, isn't this K-pop stuff a little beneath you, Monroe? And Monroe's just like, I got to see how these other demons work. And also, your brother's been blasting the music a lot, and it's kind of been an earworm. So Juniper has to, like, smuggle Monroe into the concert. They manage to get in, shockingly, without the dog being smuggled. Like, the dog, Monroe gets found by security, but Juniper's friends immediately go, oh, it's her dog. It's her dog for an anxiety. It's her dog to tell her, like, if she's having an allergy attack. Like, in case, like, her allergy goes off, the dog warns her if she has an attack. Is that you want to have this child's death on your hands, huh? And immediately the guard's like, okay, sorry, I didn't know that was your sensitivity pet. Sorry. So they get in, and at the same time, that's when Juniper notices a young nun with a bunch of children. And she's like, I didn't know nuns liked K-pop. Turns out that's Felicia. And Felicia's taken some of the kids from the orphanage to bring them here to watch the show as well. Like, as a special day out with... and she's just, like, keeping all the kids together, and also, like, hiding her tail and everything else. But at the same time, she notices someone else is here. That someone in human form is John Talbane. So John's here, and she's like, what is he doing here? Excuse me, kids, I have to go talk to a friend. So Felicia runs into John, and John's just, like, all, like, leaned up, and he's just like, I've been tracking your scent for like 3 hours now. You don't hide it well. And she's like, I'm trying to be inconspicuous here, John. And also, you're in human form. What's going to happen when you become less inconspicuous? And why are you even here? So John explains that, like, he got a tip that something's going to go down tonight at the concert. And he was actually, like, he thought he could handle himself. But now that he sees Felicia's here, he's like, I'm actually kind of happy you're here because I could use the extra help. those like something's gonna happen, and it involves Huntrix. I don't know the band. I don't know what it is exactly, but we need to keep them safe. So I'll, in case things go wrong, I'm gonna need your help. And she's like, I hope not, but we'll see what happens. So Felicia goes back to the kids. Juniper is with her friends, and the show begins. Huntrix, they just go off on in their concert, and everyone's just freaking out. Everyone's having a great time, and then suddenly a ball of green fire comes down. Sure enough, it's Morrigan, and Morrigan comes flying in, and she's like, "Sorry to break up the party, but I'm gonna need that one to come with me." And she's pointing at Roomie, and Roomie's like, no, and this is like, they don't know, like, this is like unlike any other demon they've encountered. So they're like, guys, we gotta get away from the show here, because I don't, like, this is gonna, like, we don't want our fans to see all this. So they lure Morrigan away. Of course, John was in the crowd. Felicia also is like, that's Morrigan. Holy shit. Meanwhile, Juniper's in the crowd and is like, that's a succubus. That's not good. So I'm gonna, I guess I'm gonna have to help some fellow demon hunters. So everyone makes their way backstage during the chaos that ensues. And meanwhile, Huntrix is fighting Morrigan, and they're like, what do you want with Roomie? Like, what is the point? And she's like, I got my arm twisted into this. It's no hard feelings, but someone really wants you to come with me, Roomie. And trust me, if I don't show up with you, they're going to come here, and you're not going to like that. So the fight continues, and sure enough, Talbane comes flying in with his Kasurigama, and immediately Morrigan barely dodges, is like, I thought I smelled wet dog in here. Hello, John. And John just he's in full wolf form, and Sue, Roomie, and everyone else is like, and there's a werewolf who knows kung fu now. Sure, what else can happen? Felicia comes flying in. I had to ask. And that's when Juniper is jumps in as well. And she's like, okay, so K-pop demon hunters, werewolf, and Catwoman, who's apparently someone's fetish. Got it. But still, she looks at John and Felicia and is like, okay, you guys are obviously the good guys too, so it's 6-on-1. And while this, the rest of the cape of Huntrix is like, Mew, Sue, and Roomie are just like, what the fuck is going on? And Morrigan's like, I know I've been over. I know a fight when I see a fight that I can't win. I know when I can see one. So I'll let you deal with him. And they're like, him? Sure enough, portal opens up and it's Jeda. And immediately Monroe is like, Juniper, run. Get away from him. And she's like, why? And he's like, that's Jeda, Lord of a dark dimension. He is leaps and bounds what you are. And even John and Felicia are like, yeah, the best thing we can do is run. But Jeda's just like, you can leave. You can all leave with your lives, but Roomie comes with me. And Roomie's like, I'm not going anywhere with you, dude. And the rest of her, and Sue and Mew are like, yeah, you gotta go. You want her? You want to go? You're gonna have to go through us. We nearly lost our sister once. We're not losing her again. And Jeda's like, bet. So Jeda just proceeds to come flying in and goes 6-on-1 against the Juniper, John, Felicia, and Huntrix, and proceeds to just beat them all down. He just comes flying in, beating them all down, and grabs Roomie, and him and Morrigan return back to the Darkstalker realm. And they're like, what the fuck was that? And Monroe explains, yeah, that was Jeda. He's the Lord of the Darkstalkers. He's a nightmare force in and of himself. And all Sue can think, oh my god, you can talk! So everyone's like, but what does Jeda want with Roomie? And they're like, whatever it is, it can't be good. It might have something to do that she's part demon. And Monroe's like, so your lead singer's part demon? And she's like, yeah, it's a long story. So you guys seem like John and Felicia introduce themselves. They're Darkstalkers as well. Juniper tells them about her monster hunting life. And they're like, well, that's good enough. Do you guys know a way to get in that realm? And they're like, yeah, it's going to take a little bit, but we can get you there. We can only hope whatever Jeda wants with Roomie, we can stop it before, that happens. So back in the Darkstalker realm, Jeda takes Roomie back to his lair, and Morrigan is just like, so you gonna give me what I want? And he's like, yeah, your sister's over there. You could go, get out of my sight, Morrigan. So Roomie's just like, what the hell do you want with me? You're just another demon that my friends and those other people are gonna come and kick your ass. So assuming I don't get out of here first and kick your ass first. And Jeda's like, you don't know who I am, do you? And she's like, I know you're a big, ugly demon, and trust me, I'm in the business of kicking ass against big, ugly demons. And Jeda's like, no. Your aunt never told you about me, did she? And she's like, why would my aunt know you? And Jeda's like, oh, this is rich. Roomie, have you ever wondered who your father was? And she's like, no way. And he goes, hello, daughter. It's so good to see you again. So Jeda is, in this story, Roomie's father. So Jeda basically explains that when I met I encountered your mother ages ago during long before you were born. I encountered your mother during one of my attempted conquests of the world. But when I encountered her, and trust me, she was very beautiful and quite the spirit to her, but that's not what I wanted her for. What I wanted was a powerful heir. What I wanted was a weapon of my own, and you exceeded expectations. I not only need an heir to my throne, but I need a weapon that can help me claim not only fealty and domination over Earth, my realm, but also the demon realm that you and your Hanmoon keeps out. I want, I have big plans of conquering the underworld, all the underworlds under my banner. Not just here. I want hell. I want the netherworld. I want netherrealm. I want all of it. So, and you, Roomie, were going to be my, my right-hand girl, and you still can be. I can teach you how to use the full extent of your demon power and show you all the abilities that you have yet to unlock. And Roomie's like, and if I say no, and he's like, I'll just break you till you do. You are like, I would like for us to do this together, make no mistake, but I have no qualms about breaking you and making you into what I want. And she goes, and now I see why Mom hated it, and now I see why my aunt didn't like you. And he goes, she never did. And Jeda's just like, what? This is going to happen, Roomie, one way or another. So, sure enough, back on Earth, Talbane and Felicia are basically getting a gateway together to go to Jeda's dimension when Morrigan shows back up, and she's like, yeah, Jeda has his kid. And Sue and Mew are like, what? Kid? And she's like, oh yeah, that's his daughter. And they're like, that thing is Roomie's father? And she's like, yeah, he wanted an heir, and and more importantly, he wanted a weapon. So if you want to keep if you want to keep your friend alive, I can take you there. He had shit on me, so it's not the first time Jeda's twisted my arm into something. So now a little payback, shall we? I'll even help you guys. So Jeda, Morrigan opens the portal back to Jeda's palace, and sure enough, Jeda's in the midst of torturing Roomie to try to make her into a weapon. But Juniper, now 3 Darkstalkers, and the rest of Huntrix comes busting in, and Jeda's just like, I kind of figured Morrigan would go back to you. I'm gonna, I'll start with your friends first, and you will watch this. So Jeda's fighting them all. He's taking them all at once, and during all this, Roomie's just kind of just getting seething mad. She's letting her demon side take over again. Sure enough, she comes busting out, comes and attacks Jeda, who's not prepared for that fight, and the two go one-on-one until Jeda gets wounded in a lucky hit by Roomie, and he's just all wounded on the ground, and she's about to do the killing blow, but Juniper stops her because it's like, no, you can't do this. And she's like, why not? He wanted to make me a weapon. He killed my mom. He's the reason my mom's gone. He's not my father. And he's like, that may be, but killing him is only, like, even John says, killing Jeda right now is the worst idea. If you do this, every Darkstalker across the like world, even like across the galaxy, Darkstalkers will vie for Jeda's domain. So, and that will just cause us an unending civil war. Like it or not, we got to keep him alive for just a little longer. We'll kill, and John's like, make no mistake, Jeda, we will kill you one day, but today's not that day. And Jeda's just like, he's like clutching his wound. He's like, you're going to wish you did kill me today. I'll see you soon, daughter. And just vanishes. So Roomie like then gets a hold of herself, and they go back to Earth. And Roomie's still like reeling with the fact that Jeda is her father, and her friends basically tell her like, we've been through this before. That he doesn't define you, you do. And Huntrix thanks the other character, thanks Juniper and the Darkstalkers, and they just everyone's just happy. Everyone has also Huntrix gives them all, because their show got canceled. It's like, here's a special some tickets for our next show on the house, and also VIPs. And Juniper's freaking out. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much three-way crossover between Juniper Lee, Darkstalkers, and K-pop Demon Hunters. I want to thank everyone who voted on this on this Patreon poll. And yeah, other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.